So just a quick catch up with Jude Jennison, who's the founder and owner of Leaders by Nature. And Jude is her own brand actually. And she took part in our TV interview. So we asked her to be a guest at Business Connections Live. And we also did an expert interview. So just wanted to chat today to Jude to kind of share her experience. Jude, thank you. How did you find the TV interview?
It was great fun, actually. It was really good. It was, because obviously you know about green screens and things, and so it was just really good to experience it. Steve and Linda were great. They put me at ease. It's just fun.
So, from your point of view, you're a business owner in your own right. Tell us what it is you do for those that haven't come across you yet.
So I run a business called Leaders by Nature, and I work with, I don't know if you can hear me because my internet's dropped again.
Yeah, we're having a few little problems here, but yes, I think it's caught up.
Good. So I work with senior leaders and exec teams on their leadership and teamwork and communication. And I do it with a herd of horses who respond on your non-verbal communication.
Brilliant. And you were asked to go along as a guest expert, and it was the hour-long show. So what was it? Did you get to talk about your business? Was it good? Can you see how it's going to work from a profiling point of view for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the questions that Steve asked were about leadership and about my business and about my work and how I help leaders and teams, and obviously why horses and how horses work. And what I've got as a result of that is, obviously it went out live on Business Connections Live, and I've got the recorded video of that as well. So it's in the process of being put on my website. It should be there this week. And that has just given me a profile that showcases me being interviewed. And that's been really useful because I've had an inquiry just this week, once that went out, for somebody asking me to be on a panel discussion for a large global corporation. So that's, it was really good to have something that I can then share with people. So when people are often nervous about asking for speakers. So it's been really useful to be able to say, here I am, here's how I speak. Obviously being interviewed is different to being up on stage, but at least it gives people an example of my credibility and some of my background.
No, it's brilliant. And also you did have an inquiry straight off it, didn't you? Which we were really excited about. And it didn't quite come out as you anticipated, but it was great because it obviously showed you that people were watching, and it was exactly the right kind of customer that you wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And the video's only been out for a week and I've had 4 inquiries already. So I think that's really positive. And it just shows that it's showing me as me, and people are saying, we've seen your video and we really loved it and we think you're a really good fit. So I think that's really good, because it means instead of people just picking up the phone and going, can you come and speak, and then realizing I'm not a good fit, they're actually seeing me before I speak to them. So I'm pre-qualifying through it as well.
It's almost kind of like a show reel as well, if you wanted to go down the speakers, but it's more of a raising your profile, and it'd be great for journalists and prospects as well. So you did the 2 interviews, you did the hour-long show, but then we also interviewed you as the expert. So is that what you're referring to, what you put on your website, or are you showing both?
Well, all of it's been useful. So I've shared the full hour is on my website, and I've also shared the 5-minute expert interview at the end, which is very much a short interview. So what Steve did was he asked a question and I answered it with 1 or 2 sentences, and then he cut his questioning out. So it looks like me just speaking to camera. But nevertheless, it's a really good, again, it's a great introduction for clients to see what I do and how I work. And just to, I guess, once you've met somebody, you feel more comfortable with them, don't you? Or you say, no, this person's not for me, which is also fine. So I think it's been useful, and it's early days, but I think that will be really useful for people.
And what is great for anybody watching this is the production sheets that you get to write before. You're almost writing your own script, aren't you? So Steve is asking the questions that you want to be asked, so that you're getting the outcome of what you want from that interview.
Yeah, and he's really good at that. He's really good at making sure that you get your points across in the way that you want to.
Yeah. So obviously, excuse me, there was a small production fee to cover the cost. Do you feel like now that you've obviously been to the studio, you've seen the setup, that it was cost effective for you, can see that you're going to get a return on your investment?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, it was a small cost for, you know, to cover the production. I think what I've ended up with is a quality video and videos, because there are, you know, multiple bits, and then I can use snippets of those in various bits of social media and all sorts of things. So yeah, absolutely, it was good value for money.
Brilliant, thank you. Well, we're you know, so excited to watch your journey, because what you do is absolutely fantastic. So anybody watching this, I'd highly recommend you check out. What's your website, Jude?
It's www.judejennison.com.
Brilliant, thank you. And sorry for the bit of a delay if you're watching this, but Jude, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing your continued success.
Thank you. Thanks. It was great.